This week's episode is in partnership with Intact Insurance, here for you and for everything you care about. Welcome to the Jann Arden podcast and show. I have to tell you, Deborah Grover is here with me. She plays my mom on the Jann Show on CTV. You can count on Deb. Every scene she's in, she friggin' steals it. Hi, Deb.
Oh, hi there, Jan. Oh my gosh, how sweet is that? But I think you're probably right. Anyway,
I am right. What a journey this has been to have a scripted situation comedy on a major network, to work with someone like Deborah Grover. For me, I have to pinch myself all the time. In fact, I bite myself. I bite myself in the butt.
No. We've got you to thank for this. This was your idea, your creation, and you brought us on board. Man, we're the lucky ones. We are honored to be by your side.
I went to Toronto to do quite a few of the auditioning process. It was all very new to me. Seeing these actors, young and old, tall, short, every description you can possibly imagine, experienced, not experienced. The casting director cast such a wide net to try and find those 5, 6, 7 people that lock and load into the cast of a situation comedy. So Deborah came in one afternoon and I had seen, not a lot, but 3 or 4 other potential Noras for the mom. But Deborah came in. She had my feeding my mother, my book, under her arm. And your energy was so palpable. And it was quite emotional because anyone that watches the show, I don't know if you've seen pictures of my own mother, but Deb she encompasses and she reminds me so much of my mom, although Deborah is far too young to be my mother. This is a golden girl situation here. Deborah, you couldn't be my mother in a real world. If all the science was there, if you had me when you were 10 years old, you couldn't be my mother.
Well, if you look at the lines on this face, it's very real and no work done. And I'm good. I'm good. And I'm your mom.
And you are, but it's so funny when people watch the Golden Girls and everyone's always Googling, how old was Bea Arthur? How old was Rue McClanahan? How old was Estelle Getty, Betty White? These women that were living in their house together, which is such a great freaking idea for women to band together in their senior years. They were portraying, ready for this drum roll, 50-year-old women.
Oh my God. God.
Yeah, 50s.
Yeah.
That is what the 50s looked like in 1977 or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward, Deb came in. She stole my heart. We did. I read lines with the actors. I never moved off of you, Deb. In fact, my mind was made up. The director's mind was made up. Leah and Jenica were all in, which makes it unfortunate for other people that are auditioning for the part, but you never know, right?
Jan, I don't care about those other people. I don't care
either. Yeah. But it's so amazing, the chemistry. And I mean, the essence of our show, for people that haven't seen the Jann Show on CTV, it is about 2 sisters, basically, their relationships. The Jann character has a musical career, but our mother, Nora, portrayed by the one and only Deb Grover, is starting down the road of memory loss, starting down the road of dementia. And that's what I dealt with my mom and my dad for a decade. But Deb, how has that been navigating the first initial stages of a woman going through that? And how frustrating it is to realize something's wrong, but you're not sure what?
It's been a challenge. It's really been a challenge that you're trying to work on the truth of the character and the heart of the character and go, okay, I'm stepping into these shoes. You've given me this tremendous honor of stepping into your mom's shoes and going, how does that feel? How does that feel in my body? How does that feel in my head? And just allowing the real feelings to bubble up. But we're also in a comedy, you know, and how to ride that line to go, I want to be truthful, but I want to also add a lightness to it. So it's been a challenge, but a glorious challenge that you've given me. And I think through every single season that we get to see more and more of Nora's journey, that yes, there is the confusion. There is the what the heck is going on, but I'm going to plow on. And then it reveals itself and I have no control over that. But the writing is so exquisite, Jann, in terms of Nora's portrayal. So it's a gift. You've given me a gift.
Well, the writers really do speak to the humor of dementia. And I know a lot of people feel guilty about laughing. You know, had I not laughed about what hijinks my mom got into, and I cried a lot. I wanted to take my mom and throw her from a moving car, or, you know, or just like shake her. Like I dealt with all that anger, all that rage. Yeah. And I think that comes out with you and I on the screen sometimes, of my frustration. Like, you know, at the end of season 2, I'm like standing in Zoe Palmer's kitchen, who plays my sister Max, and her husband Dave. And I've just, you know, basically been told that you left the water running and the TV blew up, and Dave and Max have a brand new baby. They have 2 other girls. Their hands are full. And so I'm saying, well, Mom, how'd you like to move back in with me? And of course you are going, listen, if you're gonna be an a-hole and just blame me for everything, I'm not moving in with you. And I'm like, well, I probably will blame you, but you're just going to have to put up with it.
Oh, it has been amazing. It has been amazing. And wait till everyone sees what happens in season 3 to Nora, to the family. It's, I think they've got to watch, Jann. They've got to watch to see how the family deals with Nora's world. And what happens in that Nora, it's almost like, okay, if this is happening to me, I'm going out with a bang. I'm gonna do everything I can possibly do, because I may not be able to again.
It's definitely a bucket list feeling. Charlie Kerr has just joined us. That's that is the wonderment of doing Zoom. Today we're on Zoom, and Charlie Kerr. Say hi to Deb, Charlie. You haven't seen her in a while.
I know. Hey, Charlie.
How you doing? Am I being heard? Is this all right?
Yes. Don't say anything terrible about me. You are being recorded.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
No spoilers. No spoilers, Kerr.
None. It's so good to see you both. And Adam, my name is Charlie. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Good to see you, Charlie.
I'm terrible with introductions. Once again, we're all
not really. You were like, this is Charlie Kerr, like 10 seconds ago. But there was no, this is Adam.
I think Charlie has been such a wonderful audition. Your character of Nate. Charlie Kerr is joining us for season 3, which starts in 37 days. September the 20th is our premiere episode of season 3, 8 p.m. Eastern time. First of all, I want to say Charlie and I met almost a year ago at it was his father's, a dinner that his father was having. I was lucky enough to be there because I was staying at a cottage that is in Charlie's family property. And we had dinner one night. Charlie was there, and I looked across the table at him. Not only is he unbelievably talented, an amazing singer, fronts a band, writer, singer, songwriter, Hotel Mira. You have to go on, check them out on Instagram, on TikTok, on all the socials. Hotel Mira, M-I-R-A. The music is exceptional. But Charlie was sitting there, Deb, and I looked across the table on this beautiful night, and we were having this amazing conversation. He was so engaging, a young man, right? Talking about things that interested me, not a young man. And I was just like, I kicked Leah Gautier, our co-creator, one of our writers, and I'm just like, I think that's Nate. I think he could play my boyfriend. And I literally, what did I say to you, Charlie? I was like, can you act?
Yeah, which was a trip. Yeah, it was like, because I've been acting my entire life, and I've had, the beginning of my career was like kind of indie movies and plays and writing plays and studying acting. Like as soon as I graduated high school, I went to an acting school. I didn't go to music school. I had a weird kind of belief that I didn't actually want to learn too much about music in a technical way, because I loved how magical it was to me.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, well, people want me to go to post-secondary, so the only subject I was good at school was drama. Like we had a small drama program, and I just milked it for all it's worth. I was writing plays, and starring in them, and doing everything I could. My school wasn't known for its drama program or anything. And then right after that, I went to theater school and studied, and got an agent not long after that, and have been musician/actor for most of my life.
So I got lucky. I literally looked across the table and was like, hey, do you act? I think I need you to be my boyfriend. You're listening to the Jann Arden podcast. We're going to be right back after this quick break.
Not to freak you out, but things go wrong all the time. Accidents, flooding, fires, it's life. Crap happens. That kind of stuff can be hard to control. But what you can do something about is how you deal with it. For me, the trick to avoiding getting overwhelmed is having a plan. This is one of the reasons why I've partnered up with Intact Insurance, who know exactly where to start when something goes wrong. They're here to help and talk you through every step. First step, check out their great claims hub at intact.ca/claims to see how they can help you make the best out of a bad situation.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Welcome back to the Jann Arden podcast. I am with the amazing Deborah Grover, who plays Nora.
Thank you.
The mother on the Jann show. She is our matriarch, and we hang a lot of responsibility on Nora. And Charlie Kerr, one of our newest cast members to join us this year. And I'm basically kind of finding myself in a bit of a love triangle without giving too much away. Charlie plays my much younger boyfriend that we meet on a celebrity dating app.
Yeah.
Anyway, Charlie, what was your experience like stepping onto that set the first day? Your agent calls you, you have the part, you're in the Jann show. How did that feel?
Thrilling, like complete dream come true kind of stuff for me, honestly. Like, especially like, oh God, I didn't ever think I'd get to do an ensemble comedy. I didn't ever think I'd get to do something where the writing was as strong as it is on our show. I'm used to doing indie film and some TV shows that, where things are more based on darkness or sci-fi. Like
more drama.
I played a lot of vampires and like and warlocks and stuff. Which I mean, kind of is the irony of the part, because so has Nate. You know, Nate is this.
Nate is an actor. Nate is an actor in our show. He plays an actor. So Charlie's part
plays Nate Cassidy, the actor who's done a lot of dark characters and is really just like a goofball at heart. So I know nothing about that. So it was like, it was unbelievable, first of all. And then And then I remember doing the Zoom read through and being really nervous because I'd been watching the show so much. And so it was just so surreal. Like I get on Zoom and then because I'm me, I'm one of the first to arrive. And then like my screen just starts popping up with all these people that I've been watching on the TV. It was like pretty unbelievable. And then all of a sudden I'm doing the read through with them, and kind of every step was like, holy shit, that was cool. Just over and over again.
Well, you really nailed it. And Charlie speaks to something that really is ironic. And there is a show within the show. So we were able to film a show. I don't even want to give it away right now of what the show is called, because I just don't want to give much away. I want our viewers to be surprised. Deb, what was it like having new people on the set this year? Because the last couple of years, it's sort of been our ensemble piece. And then Charlie stepped in, and of course, Tanaj Williams, who plays kind of your caregiver, we're going to have Tanaj on the show too. But what was it like having these young guys on the set?
Absolutely fantastic. It was like they brought a new energy and just a whole new life and a whole new perspective to what they felt the show was about, what they could contribute. No, it was very exciting. And, it shakes things up a bit in a very, very positive way. No, I loved it. And the chemistry, I think that we instantly developed with Charlie. I didn't have a lot to do with Charlie. And initially, Nora does not like Charlie. Well, don't give too much away.
No, that's fine.
She's not fond of him, needless to say.
Well, Deb, expand on that a bit, because here's a real kind of a polarizing, odd juxtaposition thing. Nora, my mother on the show, does not want me dating men. So we think it's kind of the other side of that coin, where you have parents that are going, oh my God, you have a same-sex thing. You're all the problems that come with that. And we have played the other side of that coin with my relationship with Nate. And you're just like, why are you going out with men? I thought that part of your life was over. It's so funny.
Yeah, and it comes as an absolute, well, not a surprise to Nora, but it's just like, how can you even think of this young man and this Hollywood guy? No, because also Nora, your mom, just loves Sharon, who you were with, and just loves her and wants you guys to be together, and yet I see how happy.
Sharon Taylor plays my ex-girlfriend, Cynthia.
Yeah.
And in season 2, I asked her to marry me and she said no. So I'm just like, screw that. I'm going to date and end up on the celebrity dating site.
Well, that's right. But then I acquiesce. Nora acquiesce, and I watch you and I listen to you and I go, okay, you need to find something else in your life, and I'll go with it. I'll go with it. But doesn't mean that Cynthia's going to be out of the picture, though.
No, nope. It's a throuple. I think Charlie would agree that I've officially entered in, and who knows where it's going to go. But yeah, Charlie, my biggest regret of the season is trying to figure out how to get you to sing. And, so much of the show was written by the time, we got to meet the wonderful Charlie Kerr, that, and I really want to encourage everyone to go check out Hotel Mira or check out Charlie Kerr's Instagram, because his music is so haunting and it's so edgy, but it's also whimsical, and it can be very fun and joy filled. But anyway, that's my biggest regret, is that I didn't have a scene sitting there with, my new Hollywood boyfriend singing to me.
I think there will be other opportunities.
Yes,
for it.
There will be.
Oh, there we go. Yes, Charlie. Yes.
I just where I'm at was like, the whole thing was just, I was just so grateful to be there, and it's such a musical cast, which is really awesome, between Elena and
yes.
Tanaj and yourself and just kind of everybody.
And Zoe, who loves to sing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And like Patrick secretly loves musicals. And
Patrick Gilmore plays Zoe Palmer's husband, Dave.
Yeah.
We're going to have him on the show too. So 37 days, I've been counting down. In 37 days, people get to see season 3.
Yay.
Do you guys, and I'll start with you, Charlie, have a favorite moment?
Oh God.
I love that. That means there's lots of them or none of them. I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm just trying to salvage something. Without saying too much, I love doing the show within a show.
Yeah.
Because it was so amazing to see the crew and cast and team just basically break genre and do something entirely different.
Totally.
And we only had
it looks incredible.
Yeah, no, that's my point. It looks like Blade Runner, but it's like we only had a day.
We had $8 and 1 hour to do it.
Yeah. And we could just make $1 stretch, you know? But it was a stressful day, and it was really just one of those moments where I was just so happy to be there, and the energy was such that, you know, we just sallied forth.
Well, you showed up prepared too.
Yeah.
Deb, wouldn't you agree? Like, you know, we had no idea with these young actors coming in. I was just like, this could go any which way under the sun.
Yeah.
But when we come back, I want to talk to Deborah about her favorite moments. I kind of think I know what they might be, but we'll find out when we come back. You're listening to the Jann Arden podcast.
Not to freak you out, but things go wrong all the time. Accidents, flooding, fires, it's life. Crap happens. That kind of stuff can be hard to control. But what you can do something about is how you deal with it. For me, the trick to avoiding getting overwhelmed is having a plan. This is one of the reasons why I've partnered up with Intact Insurance, who know exactly where to start when something goes wrong. They're here to help and talk you through every step. First step, check out their great claims hub at intact.ca/claims to see how they can help you make the best out of a bad situation.
Come and knock on our door. Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you. Where the kisses are hers and his. Three's company too.
Welcome back to the Jann Arden podcast. We were talking about favorite moments, and I was going to ask Deb Grover, you know, in season 3, and I know you can be vague about it. We're not giving away anything. People are going to show up to watch September the 20th at 8 p.m. on CTV Eastern Standard Time to find out what happened to Jan and Cynthia as they floated away in a hot air balloon. And then I have my mother move back in with me in my picturesque little cottage. Favorite moments of season 3, Deb?
Oh my gosh. Well, physically, dear Nora gets to do things that you've never seen her do on the screen before. So that was tremendous fun. And I'm not going to reveal what those are, but it will surprise you. But I also have to say, just being on the show and experiencing Michael Bublé. Am I revealing anything?
Yeah, no, everyone knows that he's a guest star.
Everybody knows.
What they don't know is what episode he's in. So we're forcing them to watch the whole thing.
And I'm feeling good.
I'm not going to spoil that, but to experience, to be on the set with dear Michael and to his tremendous energy and willingness to play. It was a joy to watch and to be around. Charlie, wouldn't you agree?
Charlie knows that firsthand. He can't give that away either. But, you know, geez, Charlie, you got awfully close to Mr. Bublé.
Yeah. That was like my second day. just kind of like the way everything worked out. How surreal that was of me being like, okay, day 1, we do a scene with the entire cast, 10-person scene is the first thing I do. with like this crazy camera movement. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad like I spent so long learning my lines and stuff, because there was so much that just like was up in the air immediately. And then I was like, whew, that was a lot. Okay, go home, go to the hotel. Yeah, tomorrow you'll be working with Michael Bublé. But no, he was one, a sweetheart, and two, insanely professional. And that is pretty much the standard of being on the Jann show. It doesn't matter who you are. There's a humility and a community feeling that you just don't get on every set. And he understood that, came to play, and turns out he's funny. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just can't speak highly enough about the professionalism and just the fun, like how fun it is.
I think he was shocked when he showed up. He's like, oh my God, Jann, how many people are on this show? And I said, I think there's 106 people here today. Like there was trailers everywhere, and him and his wife, Lou, had flown in and, the night before. And I don't know if he pictured, your, brother with a camera on his shoulder and your dad doing sound for us. Like,
he was like, rumor has it you have 1 hour and $8 to shoot this show.
I just love, I'm talking to him and he just goes, oh, have you seen my kids? And he's there, he's showing his phone, he's showing photos of his kids. And I go, oh my gosh, look at you, family man, huge international star, but here you are just showing me your kids and watching him talk to you, a dear friend. It was like watching the two of you together just talk, it was fantastic.
Well, I've known him for such a long time. I did 3 tours with Michael in 2004, 2005. We went all through Australia. We went all through the States. We went all through Europe.
Oh, wow.
And so you have to understand, I'm seeing Mike just start down the massive amount of fame. This is 15 years ago. I mean, he was already kind of a sensation globally. But to see where he's come, in that last decade and a half, and married to the love of his life, and his kids are just the cutest, and he's such a good dad. I knew him when he was so freaking wild. Like he was, it was a wild time. Like even after the 3 years of just doing those tours, I'm like, and I was opening the show, obviously. I was just like, oh my God, I got to get off the road. I can't keep up with this. But he was, and I loved seeing him with Charlie. I got a front row seat. I can't wait for you guys to see the episode that Charlie and Michael are in. And, Bublé, basically his character, who he plays himself, but a weird version, is very enamored with me. And my boyfriend doesn't really like it. Nate is just, he's not going to have any of it. But it was a weird day on the set. But I loved you and Marty this year, Deb. That's no secret. Your Zoe's or Max's biological father, which we know from season 2. I hope there's no spoilers here. If you haven't seen the show yet, you're going to have to go see it and just forgive me for giving things away. But I love seeing you have, the startings of this relationship with an old flame, and that people of an older age can have these zesty love lives and pursue them.
Exactly. And it came as a total surprise to me as an actor. I didn't know that you were going to take Nora in this direction at all. So how wonderful was that? It was like, okay, we get to act in this way, behave in this way. And how does this feel as an older woman, having feelings for an ex it was a little short relationship that I had with Marty, and how does it feel now? And how it seemed to easily slip into something that was relaxed and heartfelt, and that there was no work involved. And I went, oh my gosh, does this really happen? Well, it seemed to, dear Nora and Marty. But I love the fact that you writers did that, you know, to say, yes, older folks can have a relationship and be in love and in lust again.
No, it's interesting. This show has a lot of, you know, romantic things happening in it, but it's not overt. Like I think, you know, like you said, you know, at the beginning of the show, this is very much a scripted comedy. And I think, Charlie, you with your, you know, like you said, a very dramatic background, doing a lot of, you know, darker, vampire-y, gothic kind of feeling things. Yeah. I feel like you walked into this, to me, it looked like you'd done it for 100 years. Like your ease with comedy. You were very, you're just a natural at it.
Yeah.
That means the world to me. I just wanted to be like a fly on the wall because like my favorite thing ever is being around funny people. I'm the youngest of 3 brothers with a dad and in a family where being funny is like a currency almost in our house. You know, my brothers are known as the funny ones. So I've always kind of had a bit of a like.
You've been the one on the receiving end of the humor, maybe?
Yeah, or rather just like at times been insecure about it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally get that. It's hard being around funny people.
But I love it so much. And then watching comedy, writing comedy is something that I've done a lot of in my life. And to be embraced for that is such a wonderful blessing. And I'm so grateful because I didn't think it was in the cards for me. There's a weird thing in theater school where they're kind of like, you know, they have a group of like 20 people and they're kind of like on the first 3 days, they're kind of like, okay, you're funny, you're funny, you're funny. The rest of you get used to crying and taking your top off.
Yikes.
Oh boy.
And I wasn't the one who got the sitcom timing or whatever immediately. So there's this thing of like, it just feels amazing.
You're listening to the Jann Arden podcast. We're going to be right back. Don't go away.
Speaking of the record, babe, I can't believe you hurt yourself again. And even for a second, babe, I can't believe you risk it all for them.
Welcome back, everyone. Jann Arden podcast. That's what you're listening to. What a fun day. And it goes by so quickly. I'm here with Deborah Grover, who plays Nora, my mother, on the Jann Show on CTV. Premieres September the 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we will be running for 8 weeks. We have so many surprises for you. Charlie Kerr plays my new, hot, talented, young, very young boyfriend that I meet on a celebrity dating app. Just before we went to break, Charlie was talking about, you know, you might end up being the actor that, you know, has to cry a lot, take their shirt off and be really serious and brooding. And I was going to say, we didn't make you take your shirt off once in this show. And then I'm like, yes, we did. We did make him take his shirt off. We also made him like buck on a horse and he had to learn equestrian stuff. We've got him in some ice skates. Charlie, you know, did his
fabulous, pretty
much his own stunts. But I love the fact that both you guys as actors this year were asked to do a lot of physical things.
Oh, well, which is great because you go, you are stretching the experience of the character and showing new things and new sides of the character. So, and then you go, oh my gosh, where are we going to take this? So I think for an audience to look at this as well, I think is really interesting because they go, didn't think that Charlie could do that Deb could do that. And you go, and as characters, wow, isn't that interesting? You know, so no, and it's a gift for us. You go, oh, you're asking me to do something new. And yeah.
I love physical comedy. Like I grew up just being so enamored with a guy like John Ritter, who threw himself over couches and onto floors. You know, the physical humor of something like Ab Fab, which was with Jennifer Saunders and it was Edwina and Patsy, Joanna Lumley.
Yeah.
Carol Burnett, the physical comedy. Or even if, older stuff.
Let's go back to Lucille Ball.
Man.
Come on. It's always been there, but to allow us actors to incorporate that into the work is so much fun. And it's really exciting because you get to stretch yourself in a whole new way. Charlie, do you agree? Man, because you were asked to stretch. You were.
Yeah. Well, it was an interesting thing because basically Nate, without giving too much away, is like kind of like movie star, action star kind of thing. So I put it upon myself. Nobody told me to, but I thought it was really appropriate to kind of be in that kind of shape to make everything make sense. And then I had to learn to ride a horse, and then I had to learn to do archery kind of proficiently.
Right.
And then I hadn't really been on a pair of skates either. So, my main form of exercise is like running around on stage and hot yoga. So it was, so me and Nate are pretty different in that sense. So it was cool to kind of feel.
I mean, that's real acting. That's really acting. That's like, listen, I'm picturing you right now on a horse with ice skates on, shooting a bow and arrow at people. So,
and that's what I do.
All at the same time.
Without giving too much away. That's the main scene. Yeah, absolutely. But no, it was really cool for me, especially the horse riding, like just having a day put aside for me to go learn how to do that. And for me, being a student of film and, loving film through the years, I felt like this kind of classic kind of actor of like the 60s or 70s where they had to know how to do like
a lot of stuff.
Stop on their mark on a horse for the camera to capture them and stuff. And so I was like, wow, like, this isn't standard stuff. This is a cut above.
We're a very advanced show, very advanced.
Yes, we are.
Gone are the comedies. I mean, I also grew up watching a lot of things like, where you saw two actors sitting across a coffee table from each other, never touching the cup of coffee in front of them, and delivering lines back and forth like a ping pong game. Yeah. And it was all contingent on the setup, click, 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 boom, the joke, click, 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 boom, the joke. So it was like watching a really bad tennis game. And one thing our director, Ron Murphy, does, and I think you would both agree, is that our scenes are never static. And when people are watching, and they have a very pretty exquisite palette now with consuming television. We watch a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of brilliant, television is outpacing the movies, I think, 20-fold with all the streaming that's available. So gone are those days. I think people want to see motion on their cameras now. So we're very seldom standing, talking to each other or sitting, because Ron Murphy moves us through the room. Like there's this running joke now, Ron, should I be fucking making scrambled eggs in this scene? Like, I know we're sitting here talking about being heartbroken, but should I have a frying pan and should I be scrambling eggs right now? Because you almost feel like if I'm just sitting in this chair, damn it, I need to be making macrame or doing... And you guys always step up to that. And Charlie's right, like hitting your mark on a horse, trotting up to this place where you're supposed to stop, and you don't really, you only just learn how to ride a horse at 6 a.m. this morning with two guys named Mo and Tom. We were very lucky. We got to shoot for a couple of days, and we actually stayed overnight in the Kananaskis Lodge. And that was a dream for me too, guys. Like going, I'm in this show, but we're now sleeping overnight because we all had to get up so early to start shooting again. But we were in the hot pools. Like we got to film, like there's a scene with Charlie and I and Zoe and Patrick Gilmore where we're in the freaking hot tubs. Like I could have done that scene all day.
Oh, fantastic.
That reminds me of that exact day. I just remember a quick story of that exact day where we're all standing there waiting to get in the hot tub in our robes, because there's a quick dialogue in the hot tub, and Ron turns to us and he goes like, "Oh yeah, sorry guys, actually with the sound and stuff, we can't actually get the heat on." And he was kidding. He was making a joke for the cast, but
it was like the dead of winter. It was a lot of snow and it was freaking freezing.
And I'm so used to doing indie films that I was like, all right, let's go. Okay, like cold water in the snow, but it's
the polar bear, the polar bear dive. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, pretend it's warm. And he's like, no, come on, like, and so I loved that.
It was nice and warm when we got in there.
Yeah.
We all just sort of sunk into that water, and
I was just ready to do freezing cold water in the snow because of my background. So that was fun.
Well, we really want people to watch, and I know I keep saying this date, but on September 20th, it is our premiere for season 3 of the Jann Show on CTV. It's not on your cable channels. Most of you guys should get CTV right from coast to coast. And it is on 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. God, don't make me do the math. That's like, but I have cable, so I always watch the Eastern feed anyways. Like I always, but we'll be tweeting live. I think Charlie Kerr and Deb doesn't tweet, but I will tweet on her behalf. Deb is on Facebook though. Are you on Facebook, Deborah?
No.
You're not.
No,
you can't get a hold of Deb.
Who needs it?
I have many. I know I'm so old school. I know, but I have many friends that are on Facebook, and we'll spread the word. We'll spread the word of Jann.
Well, we have to go. I appreciate it so much, Charlie Kerr. Check him out on Instagram, Hotel Mira. You must listen to his music. It is fantastic. Deborah, you can see her all over the place all the time, but we're so proud to have her on the Jann Show. September 20th, 8 p.m. CTV. We love you guys. Jann Show. I'll see you soon. Deborah Grover, Charlie Kerr, toodly-doo.
See you soon. Please watch the show. Woo!
Thanks a lot.